In this video I'm going to show you how you can make this personalised teak leaf earring. So we personalise it in this instance by putting the Harrington font letter A at the bottom, and this is a teak leaf. And we're going to do that using Fluid Designer for 3D printing. So we're going to use a number of different objects. First of all, in 3D templates connectors. We're going to use this wire connector here with a 1.5mm diameter hole. That's for the fish hook to go through. We're going to use a Harrington font. There are other fonts available, but I'm going to just add a letter A, lowercase letter A, from the Harrington fonts folder. And we're going to use a leaf pattern. So if I go to the patterns leaf folder, now there are a number of different types of leaf and a number of different patterns. So apple, for example, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different objects there. We've got 3 that are just 2D, one that's empty, one that's completely full, and then we've got a couple of 3D leaves as well. Now these work in slightly different ways. These two, the 3D ones, are parametric smart objects. The 2D ones, you have to be a little bit more careful about setting the thickness of them. So in this video, however, I'm going to work with the Teak one, and I'm going to use one of the 3D options. This is the more sort of straight version, this is a more rounded version, and I'm just going to drag and drop that object onto the workspace. Now the first thing to notice about this in terms of it being an earring is that it's quite long. It's 39mm long. Now this is a parametric smart object. We can, I'll just switch on screencast keys, sorry, so key presses should be displayed down here. We can, if we go to the curve properties, change the thickness of this. We can make it deeper. But because this is going to be an earring, I'm actually going to reduce it to 1mm by 1mm, so it's 1mm across, 1mm down. But also, as we notice over here, it's 39mm long, and that's quite long. So I'm going to actually reduce the size of that. So I'm going to do S on the keyboard for scale, and then move the arrow key towards the center of the screen, and I can see now over here that the length of it is down to 23mm. Now whenever you scale 3D objects in Fluid Designer, parametric smart objects, you must always do Control A and apply the scale, and watch the thickness reapply. If you don't do that, this thickness here, this cross section, will no longer be correct. So that's the first thing I'm going to do, just make it a little bit smaller. Now I want to put the leaf the other way around, so what I could do is, we've got, this is the x-axis, so if I rotate it 180 degrees about the x-axis, I can do that in the properties panel here. That will flip it over like that for me, and I can put the connector at the top, and I can personalise it at the bottom with the letter A as per the original photo, or rendered image I should say. So now what I'm going to do is to add a alphabet Harrington font. So I'm going to add this letter A here, and that's in the patterns alphabet Harrington font folder. So I need to go to File and Append. Just go up through the menu system until you get to the Groups folder. I'm going to use alphabet Harrington font, and I'm going to personalise it by using letter A, and add that from the library. When you first bring it in, it's not actually selected. You have to click on it till it goes yellow borderline, and I'm just going to reposition that, and you can put it wherever you want. And I'm going to scale that one down as well, so I'm going to do S on the keyboard. I'm just going to scale it twice and do Control A and apply the scale. That just makes it a little bit smaller. Now you can see here that the thickness of this object, the default, most of our default thicknesses are 1 by 2. So this is 2mm deep, but that's not a problem. If I hold down the Shift key and highlight the leaf, and go to Tools, Object Tools, and Join. When I join them together, the A takes on the properties of the leaf, and the A is now also 1mm by 1mm. So the only thing I need to do now is to add a ring, a connector at the top, and that's in 3D Templates Connectors. As I showed you before, I'm going to use this wire connector with a 1.5mm diameter hole. So we just go to File and Append, just go up through the menu system until you get to the Groups folder, go to 3D Templates Connectors. I'm going to use the wire connector with a 1.5mm diameter hole, and you just append that object from the library. And if I just zoom in by scrolling the center mouse button, I can pull that object up to the top there and just point at it and zoom in, and I can fine tune it when the grid changes. So I'm going to leave it there, and I want to join this object now to the leaf and the letter A, so I'll hold down the Shift key, highlight the leaf, go to Tools, Object Tools and Join, and notice that the connector takes on the same cross section, the 1x1 cross section, as the rest of the object. And that's how easy it is to create this personalised leaf earring. So what we would do now is export it, as I tend to use Wavefront OBJ, but you could use STL. I save this as a personalised teak leaf earring, and what you must then do is go to Netfab Basic. So here it is in Netfab Basic, and run the repair procedure in Netfab Basic, and run automatic repair and execute. I have obviously already done this, but this is what you need to do: apply, repair and remove the old part. And then you just go to Part, export the part as a Wavefront object, as a personalised teak leaf earring. And that's it. That's your file that you can upload to Shapeways or send to your slicer. If you want us to personalise it, you can go to our website at fluiddesigner.co.uk, and we'll do it for you. Alright, thank you.